Agent Power Huddle is a daily jumpstart, giving you all the tools you need to create an amazing real estate career. Led by top experts in the field, you'll learn how to sell more houses in less time while creating the life you want. Welcome to the Agent Power Huddle.
Good morning. How's everybody doing today? I love the 4 people that have your cameras on. Thank you. Thank you. If you don't have your cameras on, I'd love for y'all to turn your cameras on. It would be awesome. If you can, safely, please turn your cameras on. So I wanted to ask a quick feedback. A lot of you have been here for these calls over the last few weeks. And how many of you are finding this storytelling series helpful? Good. Okay, good. I see a few of you are actually implementing it, which I love because, I am a massive implementer. I learn something and I do it, right? And that's the best. That's the only way you're ever going to move forward is by actually doing it. So I love seeing some stories. I love watching Carrie. I've kind of watched your content evolve a little bit over the last few weeks. It's really nice to kind of watch it actually in action. I don't know if you understand kind of the pride that I have. I'm like, oh my God, it works, right? And so it's really cool to watch. So thank you for being here and getting value from it and actually taking action in your business. What I'm really excited for is for the consistency of your storytelling to actually impact your business. Once you start seeing once you start actually doing it consistently and telling these different types of stories that we're going over and actually putting it out there on a regular basis across all of your platforms, I'm really excited to see how that actually impacts your business because that right there, that's the key, right? Because it doesn't really matter. We can talk in hypotheticals all day, every day. This is a great idea, but ideas are really nothing unless you actually implement them, put them into action, and then watch them work for you. So today, we're going to go over the purpose story. So let me share my screen here. So far, what we have gone over is we started with the personal story. We went to the customer story. Last week, we talked about the brand story. And today, we're going to talk about the purpose story. The purpose story is my favorite story to share. My favorite story. It's a short one. It doesn't have to be a long story, but the purpose story is something that you're going to see evolve as time goes on, right? So I like to kind of share the purpose story as a couple of pretty simple examples. The purpose story essentially communicates your mission statement. It's beyond the surface level. It's beyond what you do. It's beyond your brand is about what makes you different, right? It's about the feeling that people get when they work with you. Your customer story is about what exactly you do for your client, right? Your personal story is kind of similar to the purpose story, but it essentially takes the business out of it. It's your personal story. It's about your lifestyle. It's about you. It's about your growth. It's about you, right? But the purpose story is all about your mission statement. It's your actual mission statement. Does anybody have your mission statement that you want to share? Okay, well then we need to do a whole work session on how to identify your mission statement, how to write your mission statement. So your mission statement is something that you should have everywhere. You should have this posted everywhere. There are 3 members of my team on this call right now, and if I've called one of them, I bet you, and I'm probably going to test them right now, so don't prove me wrong, you guys. But Brandon, what is my mission statement? What is our business's mission statement?
I knew you were going to call me out. It's to leave a lasting and positive impact on the lives of others.
Right. So that is everywhere. That is when someone works for me before they even get hired, we talk about that in the interview. It is this is the business mission statement. If you cannot identify, if you cannot feel this statement, this is not the team for you. And the reason why is because that is my purpose. That is why I am here. I am put on earth for this purpose, to leave a lasting positive impact on the lives of others. Right. And every single person that works with me, all of my clients, they know that is on my marketing materials. That is on my listing presentation, my pre-listing presentation. It's in my emails. It's everywhere. It's in my content. right? The reason why you want this is because you really want people to connect. If you want to have your audience engage with you, if you want to captivate people who want to work with you and that you want to work with, which is the key here, right? We're doing all of this because we want to work with people that we actually want to work with. We don't want to work with people that that treat us like crap. Right? We don't want to just close a deal, right? We want to actually have a business. So having your mission statement clearly identified and clearly labeled and being able to tell the reason behind that and being able to express that mission statement in multiple forms is really, really important. So there's a few things. As we know, there's key elements to every purpose or every story. And so this one is like, here's what I want you to think about. What is your desire to address a problem, make a positive difference, or contribute to a greater cause? What is that? What is it that defines your business that makes you want to make a positive difference or contribute to a greater cause? A lot of things in like purpose stories are like, community outreach. So I know a lot of people will do community outreach. Personally, with my business, we partner with the local food bank, right? I am driven. I am connected to her purpose. I'm connected to their mission. Their mission and my mission align. So we do a lot of partnership. We have a purpose. We have a shared purpose, a collaboration purpose, right? So what is it that you want to do? What difference do you want to make in your community? What difference do you want your business to make in people's lives? Super, super, super important to understand all of this. If you can't clearly identify your purpose or your mission statement, this is where you need to start. This is where you need to start. Okay, the second key element is why is this your purpose, right? So what is it? It's the what first, but why? What fuels your commitment to achieving your purpose? What inspires you and fuels you to actually achieve your purpose? See, for me, the inspiration behind to leave a lasting positive impact on the lives of others, because I'm going to be real honest with you, it's very selfish. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel really good to know that if I can help somebody, if I can inspire somebody, if I can touch somebody's life and I can actually see their success, like there's nothing that gives me more personal fulfillment than that. Nothing. I don't want to be involved in other people's lives because I think it's good for business, right? That's not it. It is, but that's not the reason why. It's because it's a very personal thing. My purpose is very personal, and it's okay. There's a lot of, if you listen to, I listen, as you know, I read tons of books, consume tons of books. So it depends on what you listen to. I've heard a lot of like advisors tell you to make your purpose not about yourself or make your why not about yourself. Okay. Like I know a lot of people, like, a lot of examples I hear is like, it's hard for me to relate to. So it was for me to try to find my why or define my why took me a little bit longer. So all the books I was listening to was my why was because I had kids and all of a sudden my life existed for another reason. Right. That's a mission that a lot of people can relate to. I cannot. Right. So for me to be able to find something that made my purpose fit my lifestyle took me a lot longer. But I actually sat down and I was like, okay, what in life makes me feel good? I mean, it was a long exercise. I think the first time I ever kind of tried to figure out my life's mission, like I thought it was radiance, right? Like a friend had gone through this life coaching program. It was pretty cool. She was like, let's practice this exercise. I was like, cool, let's do this. And so like we had come up with her exercise she did. It was like going through a series of words. She would just say words and then kind of watch the light in my eyes. And so the word that came up was radiance. Right. And I was like, okay. And looking back, I'm like, that actually doesn't makes a lot of sense. Right. But like, what is it that really inspires you? And, for me, like the story behind why it makes me feel good to help other people is because when I worked for Nordstrom, which was a 12-year career. The first 6 years of that, I actually worked on the retail side of Nordstrom. And I learned that during the retail side of Nordstrom, the more I accelerated in a leadership capacity, the more I was kind of given the opportunity to help people. And the more I was actually able to like see people salespeople, my people that worked for me, come into work, have a really, really, really crappy day at home, and then come into work, and the way I treated them, the way I talked to them, the way I greeted them, that set off how they would act at work. Right. So if I was in a bad mood and I greeted people and I was like, right, which, let's be real, that happens. It would set their day, it would set the tone for the day. And I would see the results because that tone would trickle down. Right. And we would have a day where we just missed our numbers. And I was like, crap, I hate missing numbers. Right. So then I started reflecting and saying, hey, you know what? What if I try this? Let me try greeting everybody with a smile. Let me try doing this. Let me try, cheering you on and, holding you accountable in a positive way. Then I started seeing business grow and grow and grow. I started seeing more FTE being added to my business. I went from 140 employees to 200 employees. Right. I was able to create 60 more jobs for people because my mission, right? My mission was to leave them happy, to have them start their day happy. Right. So that is what ended up taking me into my mission statement in life. So there's a purpose, right? Strong purpose. I hope we all got that. What do you aim to achieve with your purpose, right? If your purpose is to leave a lasting positive impact on the lives of others, what are you aiming to achieve? For me, my mission is to obviously leave a lasting positive impact on the lives of others. And I aim to serve 100 households in 2023. So what is the desire? What's your action? What is your aim you want to do? Like, a lot of charitable organizations are really good with mission statements, really good. So if you are struggling with creating your mission statement, I encourage you to go read some charitable organizations and read their mission statement because they are giving you every single element that I'm going with you right now. What is it? Why? And what exactly is the goal that they want? Make sense? Okay. So how does your purpose connect with your values, passions, or personal journey? So you're going to see there's going to be a lot of these stories kind of intertwine with each other, right? Because we started out with a personal story at the very, very beginning of this whole series. We started out with a personal story. And I told you a very personal story about why I don't want people to fail, right? It's very personal for me. And I'm able to connect that now into many more aspects of my business. But you have to be able to connect that mission, right? My mission statement to leave a lasting positive impact on the lives of others. I just told you where that came from, right? That came from actually seeing the results. I legitimately saw the difference between the way I greeted somebody as their leader, and I saw the negative results and the positive results. And I like the positive results way better, people. I'd like to win. I like to win more than I hate to lose. It's a much stronger feeling, much stronger. I love winning. Love it. And so that is where that personal connection for me comes from. The reason why the personal connection is really important, and I'm going to come off this share for a second. The reason why a personal connection is really, really important is because the whole purpose of storytelling and creating story content is to what? To be authentic, right? To create authenticity with your audience. So the whole reason why you have to really, really get into your mission statement and really understand why it's your mission statement and live your mission statement every single day is because if it's not yours, I can give you mine. You can take mine. But if you do not connect to it in the way that I connect to it, and I've actually had people take my mission statement and ask me what it is and put it on their profile. I've had people do it. I've seen it, right? Their content does not match their mission statement. It does not. It's wrong. And the reason why is because they don't connect with the way I do. So you can go out and you can borrow and you can go on a ChatGPT and you can do all these little mission statement creator, content generators and do it all you want. But you really have to connect with it. Because if you don't, it is going to show up in your content. It is going to show up. It is going to give a weird picture to people, and they're not going to trust you. So this is the most important piece of any of the stories, is this purpose story, because this is the story that people can see right through. Can you think, I mean, I'm trying to think of some examples of people that I've seen something online and something in their content just didn't quite connect with what I saw their mission statement was. Have you guys ever seen that? I can't think of any specific examples, but I'm sure you probably have. Right? So this is the most important piece of all the stories, is the mission and purpose story. It will make a difference if you do not have your mission statement and you are not connected to it. A little exercise that I did, like I told you, to kind of start this, is I went through and I was like, okay, let me just write down all the things in life that make me happy. What really makes me happy? And then like what really brings joy out of all of those things. I love brain dumps, you guys. I love brain dumps. I do them all the time. But what really makes me happy? Is it about me? And it ended up being that what really makes me happy is about me and other people. And it's okay to have a mission statement and a purpose that serves you. It is 100% okay. And that was something I actually had to learn to get over, because I was called selfish for a very, very, very long period of my life by a very toxic person in my life. The word that they used all the time to describe me was selfish, because I was trying to grow. I was trying to learn, right? And so when you have toxic people in your life and they don't understand growth, they use words to hold you down. And so for me, I had to learn to overcome selfish, and I had to be okay with saying, you know what? My mission statement is about me 100%. And it's about other people, because I want other people to be happy and I want to be happy. Like, let's be real. We all deserve it, right? We all deserve to be happy. So that is okay 100%. And if you need to figure out what your mission statement is, you need to take some time and do it. Just don't skip this part, please. Don't skip this part. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I love it. Okay. So let's move on to the final element, is that your purpose story needs to have a call to action. Okay. You need to have a call to action. How can others join you in this mission? How can others join you? Mine is to serve 100 households in 2023. Are you ready? Are you one of those? Right? Mine is to serve 100 households in 2023 with the use of my dream method. Are you curious about the dream method? Is the dream method for you? Okay. How can others join in and support your mission? And this is really going to help you get engagement. This is going to really help you get people like bought on to what you're doing. And the thing that's really going to help with your mission statement and the whole, I keep talking about it. This, like, I feel like I'm like just talking about it a lot, because A, it's a story, but B, like, you guys, the whole reason why the purpose and mission statement is something that I think is probably the most important story, beside the authenticity, beside the community engagement. But this is what makes you different than everybody else. There's, how many people are on this call right now? We have, I don't know, 27 people on this call, right? And someone yesterday was like, well, what? Someone actually asked me, I did a one-on-one with an agent, and I was asked, like, well, what makes you different than everybody else? Because I'm going to be honest with you. I know a lot of you come from the same coaching programs that I've come from. So we've learned some of the same skill sets. Okay. We've learned some of the same tools, same skill sets, and we can probably do very similar tasks that everyone else can do. Let's be real. Okay. Like, let's be real. And also, every single one of you on here is a licensed agent or works with a licensed agent. And quite frankly, the reason what your job is to close deals. So if you can sell houses, you should. Like, that's your job, right? Or your agent's job if you work for an agent, right? So we all basically have the same thing in common. Okay. What makes you different is your mission and how you go about achieving it and how you get people to buy onto it. Okay. Your point of difference is what people believe about you, which is where the whole series of storytelling comes from, because these stories are going to help define your difference, define your difference. I am going to tell you, and I think I've said it before, but storytelling takes a little bit longer to get business from. Okay. I'm going to be really clear with you on that. So it's something like, if you're going to start telling stories, you have to commit to it. This is a long-term game. This is not I told one story and all of a sudden I got 25 leads that came in. That's literally not the way it works. But what is going to happen is if you do lead generation through Street Text or Whitley or Google Pay-Per-Click or all these other options, right? And you start practicing telling your stories online and telling your stories through your drip campaigns and telling your stories wherever you go, you're going to be able to convert those leads better and faster than anybody else who just has a very generic drip campaign or very generic content campaign, or actually even worse is no content strategy at all. Okay. So this is not a quick fix. It's not all of a sudden, I'm just going to tell you how to bring business in. But what I am telling you is that this is going to help you build that long-term content. So I'm going to show you a couple of examples of brand story content. And I want you to tell me, you can tell me in the chat to come off mute, if what you see on screen is what, if you've ever actually met me in person or you've seen me in different very groups throughout, I want you to tell me if what you see in these posts is who I actually am. Okay. So let's share this here. This story picture. Okay. The picture. I think I have it saved here because I couldn't actually pull up the post. And here is the story. Create the life you want to wake up to, then go out and live it every single day. How many of you think that this is actually really me? That this is really my philosophy in life? This is really what I do every day. Right? Because it is. It is. And also, I'm just like you. I go to a park and I play around and say, hey, take a picture of me. Right? Because I like to be in front of the camera. Let's be real. Let's be real. So this is a purpose story. My purpose is to create the life you want to wake up to, live it, and live it every day. I have another example of a purpose story here. And this is this one. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And here's my mission statement. My mission in life and in business is to leave a lasting positive impact on the lives of others. I hope that I make people feel inspired. How do you want people to feel when they interact with you? Okay. The elements of the story are there. The inspiration behind it, the engagement behind it, the call to action, the buy on, and the image matches it. The image matches it. Right? Purpose story is really, really, really powerful. We have the results of one of our purpose stories. This is 100% organic. And I want you to remember, we posted this like the day before. Okay. This post, I think, was made on May 7th. These are the engagements that we got on, these was the insights that we pulled up on May 8th. One day later, 374 reach. Okay. Now I'm not putting money behind this. This is just an organic post. 374 reach, 16 reactions, 4 comments. It was 96% better than 50% of my most recent stories. Because it's a strong image, it's a short message, and it's a purposeful message. All right. Does anybody have any questions on the purpose story? Any thoughts?
I do.
Love it. Bring them up. Who said that? Nina.
Me, Nina. Hi.
Bring it on, Nina.
Okay. I love this. This is awesome. I love your story. It's so relatable. But can I ask you, do you have some suggestions of how I can find, and I know this sounds probably crazy, how do I find my purpose? My purpose is similar to yours, but it can't be yours. I need to make it mine. But what do you recommend to go do this?
Do a brain dump.
Okay.
Put on some music. This is my recommendation 100% of the time for everything, right? Put on some music, put yourself in a closet, eliminate all distractions. I say put yourself in a closet because like no one's going to look in a closet for you. Okay. So yeah. Put your phone away, put your phone on airplane mode, turn some music on, whatever music helps you focus, and dump it. Get it all out of your brain. And literally like at the top of your piece of paper, the best way to brain dump is to write what you're brain dumping about at the top of your paper. So that way you don't go on the squirrel tangent. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
Okay. What is my life's purpose? What makes me happy? What brings me joy? What makes me feel fulfilled? And write down all those things. I mean, I went through a series of this, and I think I had things on my list that were like, it makes me happy to go to the gym. It makes me happy to look good. It makes me happy to feel good. It makes me happy to eat right. And I so like all of these things, right? Like, and I finally got to like, as I was going through it, and I was allowing myself to be a little bit more open and a little bit more free, and like eliminate some of those blocks. And that's the hard part, is you get into the blocks, right? You get into the blocks of trying to think about, you're thinking about it too much, right? And that's why you kind of start with the easy things. Like, it makes me happy to have a piece of cake when I want to, right? Like, you kind of got to start out with those easy things. And then it allows you, as you start doing it and continue doing it, allows you to open yourself up to all of those really, really deep, the depth behind it. So that is what I would do. I would start out, write your question on the top is, what brings me joy? What makes me feel fulfilled? And start with that. And you're gonna get there, and you're gonna see, like, if you're on my wildly important goal training, I think we did it in December. We should probably do it again because it's the second half of the year. But if you're on my goal setting training, we talk about this. We talk about starting out super high level, brain dumping everything, and then taking it one step further, and then taking it one step further. And that's what I did. So it's just a series of all of it. And I just was like, this is what it is. And that is just, it came to me, and it just stuck. And I use that statement in my life and in business, because the reality is, you guys, this is me. This is me. My business, I am my business. My business is me, right? My business allows me to have freedom to go travel when I want to. My business allows me to have freedom to, sleep in if I want to. I never do, but if I do, right? My business allows me to have the life that I want. So I have no reason to separate the two of them. None. There is zero reason. My business has allowed me, the success of my business has allowed me to have the success in my life. I have better relationships with my family, better relationships with my husband. I have better relationships with myself. Okay. So when you start to examine and start to really just like allow yourself to think about all those things in life that make you happy, your mission statement will come to you.
Okay. I love that. Can you tell me, how do we sign up for your goal training?
I did it on this call. What I'll do, so the replay should be in the Facebook group, but I've been thinking it's probably time to do a second half goal training. So I will put a separate, if you're in the Facebook group, I think all of you are, can someone put the link to the Facebook group in the chat so people can join it? But what I'll do is I'll do a separate training for it. We'll do like an hour-long training, because the wildly important goal training is really, really, really good. And I mean, it helps me. And I heard from the last session that we did that it helped a lot of other people as well. So I'll do a separate training for you guys on that.
I love it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, look, right. And Milu both. Perfect timing. Bam, bam. Got it. Any other questions? Any other thoughts on this? Okay, so I'm going to give you all a challenge, because there's nothing like going to one of these calls and then not actually taking action on it. I want you all to do a brain dump, because when I asked who knows your mission statement, literally no one raised their hand. Nobody. So there's 26 people on this call who have no idea what your mission statement is.
I think I have mine, but I just don't know how to put it together, if let's say this way. I don't know how to make it shorter and stand out.
You don't know how to make it shorter and stand out?
Yes, this is but I think I have my mission. And my mission is, I struggle a lot before I buy my first home because I had no information. Mm-hmm. So this is something that I want to change for people.
So your mission is to provide education and support to people who feel they don't have it. Your mission is...
Exactly.
Yeah. I would just take that out. I would literally take that, and I would start with that. Like, I want to provide education and support to people who don't have it. Why? I've been teaching. I have 2 new people who joined my team, and I'm trying to make them the best salespeople that they can possibly be. So I'm spending a lot of time doing training on prospecting and talking and having conversations with people this week. Lots. tons. Because if you can't have conversations with people, you're never going to make money. Okay. I've told both of them, and they might smile when I say this, but I've told both of them that in order to find out what people actually need, you have to listen. So Petya, in your case, you have to listen to yourself. You were there. You knew what you needed at that time. So you have to listen to what you needed, right? Then you have to ask questions. You've got to listen and ask questions. And you should always go 3 deep, at least 3 deep on those questions. So when I say, you want to provide knowledge and support to people who don't have it, what does that mean? What is knowledge? What is support? What specifically were you missing? The more specific you can be on your mission statement, the better it's going to be for you. My mission is to leave a lasting impact and a positive impact on the lives of others. I'm going to do that by serving 100 households in 2023. Specific, right? So the only way to get there is to get it all out. And then when it starts to connect, you've got to ask yourself, why? The deeper you can go on the 3 deep is the general, at least 3 deep. On some of these things, you're gonna have to go 7 deep. You're gonna have to ask yourself why. And you're gonna know the resolution will come to you. Right? That's why I say you got to put yourself in a closet, eliminate all your distractions, and just start doing the exercises of going through and figuring out why. What exactly is your purpose? If you can figure out your purpose and get super, super specific on it, it's really going to help you with your marketing too. Like, it's going to help you with that niche, that client avatar. It's going to help you with all of that. If you can get as specific as possible on your purpose, you will be able to really understand who your audience is. Going to be a lot easier. So rather than being a generalist, we do not need to be generalists right now. This market is not for the generalist. This market is for the specialist. Only the specialist will survive this market. So if you can get very specific on your purpose, you will learn. It will help you become the specialist that you want to be. Okay?
Thank you, Lynea. This really helped me a lot.
Good.
Even if you think most of people, they make a decision on their emotions and they don't even decide to even go to a lender and be pre-approved, because it's all based on their emotions, limiting beliefs, and lack of information. Yep. And that's the basic of everything in our business, right?
Yep. That's why if you go back to last week when we talked about the brand story, we talked about what emotion do you want people to get when they talk to you. All of this ends up going hand in hand. So we have, at the beginning, I said this is going to be a 4-week. I lied. It's like a 7-week, 7-part series, because there's 5 different stories, and then I want to do an opener and a closer. So next week is the final story, which is the value story. And there's a specific reason I waited to do the value story last, because the value story is probably the hardest story. If you think the purpose is hard, you guys, I started out easy. I started out real easy. I mean, maybe personal is not easy for everybody, but it was pretty easy to share. So value is hard, because now part of value is that you have to put together everything that you've done in brand, customer, purpose, and personal. And you have to be able to explain that as a value. Okay. So next week, we're going to talk about the value story. And then the final week of this, what we'll do is we'll actually do some exercises to help you write a story. If you've been struggling, if you've been going through this and you're trying to figure out how to actually put some of this together, we'll work on a couple of things that you can do to actually write the story. Okay. And your story, just so you know, like, you guys, your story doesn't have to be a novel. Oh, actually, that's what I think I was going to do. I was going to share this piece with you. Hold on a second. Oh, yes, that's what it was. So share. Okay. So what I was going to do was share kind of what the story, what the purpose, what the story ends up looking like in marketing materials. So as you start to see, like, what you're going to be able to put together at the end of all this is you're going to be able to put together your full story. As a child surrounded by the world of real estate, watching my parents work tirelessly, building their lakefront dream house that ignited a passion in me for the industry that stayed with me throughout my life, right? So you're going to be able to see how what I do is helping my specific market, my specific person. As a busy professional in the greater Seattle area, maybe you don't need to move, but you want to. I'm selling a dream. I'm selling a want. I'm selling a desire, right? So you're going to be able to put, hopefully after doing all this, you're going to be able to put your story together that you can then take into your marketing materials. You can take it into your bio. You can take little pieces of this story and create content from it. So my story, I think, is like 6 or 7 paragraphs in my marketing materials. There's 6 or 7 different stories, maybe even more for content. Okay. All right, we're over time. Thank you all for being here. If y'all have any questions, let me know. But I really want you, if you don't know your purpose yet, I need you to take some time this week to do that. This is the most important piece. If you can figure this part out, you got it. Okay. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Lynea.
Bye. Thank you.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.